I'm Rozitaayu from Faculty of Accountancy and Management, Universiti Tunku and Rahman. I'm also a PhD candidate with Putra Business School. So today I'm going to present my study. It's a systematic literature review on methods used by previous researchers to study the relationship between corporate governance and banks' performance. And this research looks at the corporate governance measures practiced by banks and whether or not these corporate governance practices have impacted the bank's performance. And there's a lot of studies, right? So why the need for systematic literature review? So systematic literature review is a very systematic review of existing body of literature that follows a very transparent methodology in searching, assessing its quality, and synthesizing it with a high level of objectivity. Cross et al. 2020, from Cross 2020. So it is a very high level of objectivity. So we're not just looking at quantity here, we're looking at the quality of the review, how the processes. Okay, but before that, let's just look at the theories. The theories underlining corporate governance. We have the Abdul and Valentine 2009. There are various fundamental theories. You may have heard of. We have the agency theory, expanded into stewardship theory, the stakeholders theory, resource dependency theory, transaction cost theory, political theory, and other ethics related theories, such as business ethics, virtue ethics, feminist ethics, discourse theory, and postmodernism ethics theory. So these are some of the theories that which is the underlying theories over the years, used by our previous researchers. And let's define corporate governance. Martin 2016 included corporate governance included the arrangement put in place to control the generation, protection, and distribution of the wealth invested in the firm, which identifies the rights and interests of different stakeholders involved, as well as the accountabilities of boards and senior executives. Okay, so some statement of problem. Problem statement. So we are looking at the previous literature on corporate governance corporate governance measures adopted by banks, and we're going to look whether or not they have improved the bank's performance over the years. And this paper will also review previous method used by previous researchers to study the corporate governance in the banking sector throughout the years. So we're going to look at whether or not corporate governance improved bank performance and the methods used by previous researchers to study this literature. Okay, and we're looking at from 2000. If you look at the previous slide, we're looking at from 2016 to 2020, 5 years. Okay, now despite there are so many research in corporate governance, literary efforts to systematically review the impact of corporate governance on bank performance is very much limited. Okay, so we have some literature review by Lagasio 2018, focuses on banks ownership and banks performance. We have Ahmad 2016, focuses on corporate governance models. Other work by Gonzalez and Hernandez 2016 investigates the role of corporate governance and innovation. Nomran and Harun 2020 meanwhile conducted a systematic literature review on 21 empirical and theoretical papers, but this is only focusing on the Sharia Supervisory Board and the performance of Islamic banks. So this is within the context of Islamic banks. The role of the SSB, Sharia Supervisory Board. So past and new trends. So what are we trying to look at? Trying to fill in the gap in understanding the past research patterns and trends in the relationship between corporate governance and bank performance. So over the years, it has evolved. Yeah, over the years, it has evolved. Banks also facing a new, very challenging situation. Yeah, with IT and we has a lot of money laundering. So what are the things? Yeah, fraud and everything. So what are the things? The trends, research patterns, trends in research pattern in studying the relationship between corporate governance and bank performance. Now, the development of systematic review is based on one main research question: does corporate governance measures adopted by banks improve bank governance? And the main focus of this investigation is bank corporate governance practices. Now, another section will present the approach was employed to obtain the answer to the research question formulated by current research. Okay, so we have the approach. Yeah, we have a very systematic approach. And the third area conducts a systematic review and synthesizes the systematic literature in order to distinguish, select, evaluate, and significant research on the corporate governance measure adopted by bank. So we are going to synthesize the scientific literature in order to distinguish. We need to differentiate, distinguish, select, and evaluate significant research. So not every literature we are going to review. And finally, the last area is to discuss the need to be taken by regulators and future scholars in relation to the issues being raised. Now, through this review, we seek to have greater understanding of the use of methods by previous researchers within their published literature to measure the corporate governance impact on bank performance. Okay, and what is the significance of the study? We are not looking to make it through systematic literature review, not only making it possible to identify current issues. We're looking at current issues. What is the trend? Which is looked by the previous previous research, but also we want to see the gap, to focus on future direction. And the result of the systematic literature review also indicate a literature gap regarding corporate governance and banks' performance. Now, some literature review on this issue. Chen 2019 discovered that banks with lower stock performance. Now, if they improve, they take corrective measures to improve their risk governance. Their stock performance will improve. So those banks prior to the crisis 2007 and 2008, so they had weaker risk governance. Now they improved the measures. Then after 2 years, they managed to improve their stock performance, while maintaining institutional holdings. Now, according to Nguyen 2019, risky lending practices is the high loan approval rate with low borrower quality will result high profit in the good times, and they will suffer during the bad times. And this is consistent with the findings of Cow and Vich 2018. CGI, Corporate Governance Index, is positively associated with ROA and Tobin skew and EVA. So a lot of ROA. So we look at CGI, Corporate Governance Index, while Nguyen looks at the quality of your borrower, quality of the borrower. So quality of the borrower, you want more loans, you make more money during the good times, but during the bad times, they can't pay, they become a bad paymaster, and the NPL will rise, so banks will suffer great losses, during this time. Now, looking at Abdul Aziz 2016, they're using regression model to analyze the data, and they discovered that larger board size contribute positively to the financial performance of deposit of banks, deposit money banks in Nigeria, while the Marquis 2018 found that there is a positive relationship between these variables and profitability of the sample banks. Now, Liang suggested that corporate governance plays an important role in the diversification effect on bank performance. And this is consistent with another study by also Liang, 2013, general findings that board of directors is a key player in bank governance in China. Okay, now something different, yeah. This systematic literature review search was conducted by adapting Rose's reporting standards by Hadaway 2018. A systematic evidence synthesis, yeah. Okay, Rose's will provide detail. There's a bit detail and precise. Later we'll look at the Rose's flow. Instruction, all stages of the review process, including planning, conduct, and reporting, and the database names, access, institutional subscription, date ranges, subscribe for each database, and search option. So it's a very we're using the Rose's protocol. Yeah, we're using the Rose's protocol to conduct the systematic evidence synthesis. Okay, now before we start with the Roses, yeah, we start with the Roses, but some search engine use, yeah, for the identification process. So we are using the keywords, yeah, keywords used here. This is our search engine. We have Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar. Now the Scopus and Web of Science is the main primary research engine, and then we use some search string, yeah, search string used for the review process. Like we use the keywords of corporate governance and bank performance, corporate governance and banking sector, control and banks performance, direction and banks performance, impact of corporate governance and banking sector. So some we have more results, some we have lesser results, yeah. So that's why in order for this to be a very rigorous search, we use a few keywords, yeah, inside the search string. Okay, now for Web of Science, yeah, we don't have to put the inverted commas. We use again corporate governance and bank performance, corporate governance and banking sector, control and bank performance, impact of corporate governance and banking sector. We do the same for Google Scholar. Okay, so these are the keywords, yeah. Keywords, actually there's a lot of try and error. Okay, we tried many keywords, yeah, some without any result. So it's a process, yeah. So we have to try. We started in September, so we try a lot of keywords, yeah. Some don't even produce results, yeah. So there's no the right and wrong, yeah. We have to also we look at previous literature keywords to search, yeah, for the articles. Okay, this is the Roses protocol, yeah, diagram, flow of diagram. Okay, Roses flow of diagram just now. So, and this is the appraisal of quality. Okay, appraisal of quality. Just to take note, the Roses protocol, yeah, involves several, yeah. After we have the Google Scholar, just now the process from Google Scholar, we had around 100 articles. Okay, and they sorry, from yeah, Google Scholar we have around 100 articles, and then from the Web of Science and Scopus we have around 300, yeah. And then we reduce, yeah, we look into the title, we screen into the title, and we double check years, yeah, the period is 5 years, then we screen, yeah. And also after that we look at the processes, whether it's clear, abstract, whether it's clear, and then it was round up to 25, yeah, 25, and then we did the next step, the appraisal of quality. Now this appraisal of quality was given to 3 reviewers, yeah, 3 reviewers, and they reviewed the articles. Okay, and we run through the statistically coherence kappa, Okay, so those are below 0.4, we excluded from the results. So here, and hence we have 10 articles. Okay, now the panel data regression, yeah, we look at some models. We have new, something new, okay. Panel data regression appeared in many common, Moana, losing, and then we have ROA and ROE, other is CAR, NPL, LDR, and BOPO. And previous study we was looking at board composition, some pattern here, ownership, audit committee, internal audit, directors remuneration, audit quality, firm's performance, audit independence, social corporate responsibility, and corporate disclosure. Now, future areas, there should be new studies on corporate governance, post-COVID-19, yeah, pandemic, and to focus how corporate governance would change during and after the pandemic, and how the banks can cope with the working from home arrangement, or how the NPL, non-performing loan, after the moratorium are lifted. Yeah, so it's just a suggestion here, maybe some issues on the AI utilization for corporate governance. Yeah, we need to and you can look at the Corin 2018, some work, yeah, on AI. Okay, I would like to thank Ms. Angelina N. Fernandez, Mr. Ko, Guan Kai, and Ms. Shamini, who reviewed the articles for this study. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, hope this was beneficial for you. All right, thank you again. Bye.